pressing out that left foot and initiating the move from there. And everything seemed to kind of sort itself out. So we've got Dan in the studio today. Dan is an amateur golfer playing off an 8 handicap. Been working really hard in his game for the last 3.5 years since he took up the game just after COVID. But he really wants to reach scratch and is trying to find some gaps in his game to help him get there. So he's coming to the studio today to have a full power blueprint, physical blueprint, and to have a look at the golf swing as well and see what we can do to help him out on this journey. Remember, if you enjoy videos like this, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, and send it to anyone that you think would find this interesting. Really helps us grow the channel and help us make more videos like this. So give us a little bit of background on the golf, Dan. How long have we been playing? Where are we now? How's the journey been?
I've been playing for 3.5 years now. Basically just coming out of second lockdown, that type of stuff, and joined the club. I'm down to 8 at the moment.
Good.
But it's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
In terms of scoring, in terms of like actual golf itself, what is inconsistent with it?
I'd say worst areas for me is off the tee and consistency with irons. Around the green, putting, I feel pretty confident getting it up and down most of the time.
Okay.
Just because I've done a lot of practice on that. And usually, thought process, just thinking through it, usually feels like, so when I play properly, I play a lot better.
So it's more just kind of each day, the long game is a little bit different. It's not quite the same each day. We kind of got a little bit of variability.
It feels different every time, and I've got so many swing thoughts going through my head of all the videos you watch, and it just comes into a big mess.
Is it then a little bit streaky as well? Like some days you turn up and it is just you're hitting really good, and that feel that you've got works that day, and then the next day it turns up it doesn't work.
Yeah, and it's usually just by the 5th or 6th tee you're adapting to what you've hit so far, and just going from there. And then you forget about the other thing which you're supposed to be doing, and it's just a mess.
Any pain, any injuries, any stiffness, any big things that have happened over your life that have caused you to have loads of time out of the game or surgery or?
Not out of golf, but the reason I probably play a lot more golf now is I did my knee in playing football.
Okay.
The MCL.
Sporting background. What have we done in our lives? Anything we've been really good at?
Swimming. I used to swim when I was younger. Got to a pretty good level. Went to British Nationals 4 or 5 times. I swam for GB once. It felt good being an athlete back then.
Yeah. What's currently going through our head? Is there any feels, any moves that we're currently working on? Any thoughts as we're standing over the golf ball there?
With my irons, make sure I'm fully rotating behind.
Yep.
Because I've had that for years, getting over the top. So if I fully rotate, I can't throw it over as much. And then just get into the top and make sure my arms come through.
Okay. So quite upper body focused?
Yeah, probably. Definitely. I know I don't use the ground as much as I should.
Cool. Any stiffness, any pains, anything that's kind of short term? Do we get stiff after playing a lot of golf?
Just my left knee sometimes.
Just that knee bothers us sometimes, yeah.
But apart from that, I'm luckily okay.
Perfect. So Devin's saying he's got a lot of thoughts going on in his golf swing at the moment. He's digested a lot of information. He's got a lot of things going on. But what I found really interesting is that a lot of these thoughts were upper body focused. So we're going to think about that later on in this session about maybe there's some tendencies for him to be a little bit more upper body dominant. Seeing a few things in his golf swing, getting a little bit steep in the golf swing, definitely pulling from the top early in the golf swing, a little bit of early rotation. So definitely some things we want to look at in terms of his power profiling. But first of all, we want to see how his mobility was, to see if we can tie up any of these things around this previous knee injury, and also see if there's anything left over from his history as a high level swimmer. But if you go hands across the chest, into golf posture.
Yep.
Good. And over into your golf posture. Nice. And then see if you can rock the shoulders from left to right. So like a small rotation of the shoulders from left to right without moving the hips at all. So I really want you to lock those hips in and see if we can rotate the torso from left to right. Nice, mate. Really good. And then see if we can do the opposite. Keep the shoulders where they are and rotate the hips. Interesting. No good. Much harder that way, right? We'll do left leg first. 1 foot against the orange stick, and then we're going to rotate the hips as far around to the left as we can. Okay. Be careful of the knee for me. All right.
Just the foot back there.
All good. Balanced. Hands on hips. and then rotate those hips as far around to the left as you can. So much range. Awesome. Good. And then right foot, and then still rotate to your left. Good. What I mean. Nice. Good. Hands on hips, and then rotate around to your right. Interesting. How does that feel different?
Feels stiff.
It's definitely tighter.
Yeah, big time.
Let's do the other side. Left leg down. Rotate to the right.
Yeah, it feels very stiff.
Nice work. And then nice and tall through the chest. Good. And then rotate as far around to the right as you can. Lovely range there, mate. Good. And then same around to the left. Beautiful work. No issues. Torso. Lovely. Good range. Good. Same on the right side. Good work. And then into golf posture. And do the same thing. Elbow out to the side. Stay in your golf posture. And rotate from there. Good. And then same on the left side. Nice, mate. Really, really good. Nice. Bring the feet together. We're just going to drop down, do a toe touch.
Yep.
Good. Obviously, just protecting that left knee. It's fine. Let's go into golf posture.
Yep.
Hands out ahead of you this way, and then we're going to lift the arms up and above the head. Nice. Any reason why you think right shoulder might have a lot more range than left?
For years, I was always right side dominant with my hands. I was always breathing to the right.
Yeah.
And
Classic
so
swimmers lats.
Yeah. I could feel I get a lot more motion there than
Yeah.
there. And when I used to do it when I was younger,
You breathe that side.
yeah, breathe that side. And so I had a lot more rotation coming to the right.
Yeah. So Dan's mobility screening just highlighted a few things that were restricting him a little bit of stiffness in the right hip, rotating to the backswing. A little bit of stuff to be done just around the glutes and kind of a little bit of tilt pelvis work, but nothing that was kind of worrying me too much and nothing that I would say was going to be causing him the issues we're seeing in his golf swing. So I wanted to move on to the power test and see if there's any discrepancy between the lower body, the upper body, the core, or the rotation. Yeah, we're going to do 4 different power tests.
Yep.
Okay. And each of these power tests is going to look at a different power source in the golf swing. Mm-hmm. So we've got 4 power sources in the golf swing. We've got vertical, creating power vertically. We've got rotational. We've got the arms being pulled down, so like from high, pulling down to low, and then we've got the release of the wrist. So there are kind of 4 power sources in the golf swing, and we're going to do a test for each of those 4 to see where your power sits. And then what we're going to do is see if where your most power is in your body, is that exactly how you're using it in the golf swing, right? And we're going to see if there's any discrepancy between the 2, okay? So the first one we're going to do is going to be a vertical jump test. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get some chalk, you put some chalk on your fingers, we're going to tap a mark on the wall, and then we're going to jump as high as we can, and we're going to see the difference between the 2. But whenever you're ready, give it a go. Good. Okay, next one. Now we're looking at the ability of like kind of hand speed and release speed. So we're going to take the ball's going to go on the chest, okay? And we're going to throw the ball as far that way as we can. Okay, you can lift the chest off the pad if you want, but your kind of feet have got to stay grounded, and you've got to launch the ball as far that way to me as you possibly can. Right. Next one, we're going to lay on the ground. We're going to go feet in line with the mat. Okay.
Yep.
Ball's going to be behind the head, and essentially what we're going to do is a football throw-in. We're going to sit up and throw the ball as far that way as you can. What you find is you actually need to throw it from quite early, but you have to finish sat up in this position.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, give that a try. Good. Foot goes against the pad. Essentially, just come back as far as we can, as far as we want, and we're just going to launch it with one arm as far as we can.
Yeah.
Do left arm and right arm. We've obviously taken a test for the main 4 power sources. We've got your vertical. We then did the baseline shot test, which is for our rotational. We then did seated chest pass for hand speed and set up and throw for what we call arm chop. Vertical is by far your strongest, okay, on a scale of 1 to of the 19 to 21 metric that we use across the board, right?
It's funny because I thought that would be my weakest.
Yeah, you can actually see the numbers here, quite significantly the strongest one, the vertical jump. However, your strength is much more upper half.
Yeah.
So this is measuring power.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Strength is way more in the upper half, right? So when we actually look at the core, for example, if we wanted to increase your core power, we need to work on more speed in the core, okay? Same if we wanted to work more on upper body power, it's actually speed that we need to work on. So we're strong in the upper half and we're strong in the core, but it's the speed element that's making us not have the power, right? It's that impulse and that speed. Whereas in the lower body, we've got a little bit of kind of speed going on.
Yeah,
right?
because it's always that quote you see, it's like swing fast, not hard.
Well, because power is a combination of this speed and strength. So for you, you've got enough strength, but now it's speed. But we actually look at your training history. A lot of it's been strength training, right? We've not done too much explosive kind of that type of stuff. Any of that stuff that you have done has probably been a little bit more lower body. Any jump and stuff you've done, or any sprints, so you have to do lower body.
More legs back.
Exactly. So that kind of is why we're seeing that power number. When we look at rotary power, your right side rotary, so rotating that way, which is your golf swing, it's kind of average, so it's not too bad. But we have quite a big discrepancy of 20% between left side and right side, right? So when we think about protecting ourselves from injuries or protecting ourselves from any kind of asymmetry in the golf swing, we need to try and make that a minimum of 10% variance, okay? So we've just got a little bit of right side dominance going on as well. So what we spoke about in the golf swing, of you kind of using the upper half, and you spoke a lot about you kind of pulling aggressively from the top, we're probably doing that because we feel strong in that area, but it's definitely not our most powerful area. So we can definitely start to think about how we can start to access some more of these power sources, which actually, yes, it's going to make you swing it faster, but actually it's going to make you a little more accurate as well, a little more consistent, because the sequence is going to be a bit more improved.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So once we've done the power testing and his mobility testing, I had a really good idea of what Dan's body could do and couldn't do. So I wanted to go back to the golf swing and see what was going on with his move, because we were seeing this kind of steepness from the top, which would maybe make sense. He's got quite a strong upper half, and it's definitely stronger than his lower half, but he's got a lot of power in the lower body. So I feel like there's a lot of things we're not utilizing in the golf swing. And I wanted to start talking about using the ground and his ground reaction force a little bit more to see what his understanding was. So I just want to talk a little bit about your sequencing at the moment and why we think we're seeing that little bit of a move, and how maybe we can tap into using some of this kind of power that you've got stored there. Yeah. So your tendency at the moment is when you get to the top is you want to kind of pull with the arms, you were talking about, right? So you kind of get this like steepening effect. And then from there, you're doing a good job at the moment of kind of rerouting it and trying to find it. And that's why it's like kind of that little draw that you hit the iron sometimes is probably the best one to you like, because that's the one you reroute the best, right? Now, what we can do is we can use the board to start to see and understand how you're pressing into the floor. You said when you first came in, you don't really use the ground very well, don't feel like you use the floor, but
I don't think about it.
Anyway, you don't think about it, and it's not something that comes naturally. And we've seen that you've got a huge power source there. So I just wanted to feel what this is like. All I'm going to get you to do is start off with is I'm going to essentially get you to hit a shot off the board. So you're going to wind up to the backswing, and I'm going to get you to hit a shot, and we can see what happens. Okay?
Stop standing.
We're literally just going to hit a pitching wedge and see what happens. I kind of got a good idea of what's going to happen, but I just want to see what happens. Okay? Let's have a little look. So you see the way that board spun?
Yep.
That is because we're creating rotation before we're creating vertical downward force. Okay? So you probably felt like you were on an ice skating rink.
Oh, yeah.
The way you just had no pressure down to the ground, right?
Yeah.
So what's what we're going to do? We're going to wind up to the top of the backswing.
Yep.
Good. And we're going to see that the right side of the board is going to get down at that point. Okay, so as you wind up to the top of the backswing, right side of the board is going to be down because we've loaded it. Okay.
Yep.
Keep the top of the backswing there, and now shift the board to the left. But keep the backswing where it is. Shift the board to the left. Good. Now unwind. So keep the board over to the left, all the way over to the left. Now unwind. See how now the board doesn't move.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing is we're creating this downward force, and then we can press out of this downward force to create our rotation, rather than simply creating rotation straight from the top. Okay. So we're going to use this now. We're going to go through a sequence of teaching you the correct timing and the correct sequencing, and eventually we'll come back, we'll hit another golf shot on the board, and we'll show how that's not moved. Okay. So we're going to rotate through as if we've hit a golf shot. All right. So left foot down as I've hit the shot. I'm then going to bump the board to the right as I create a backswing, and then bump the board to the left and swing down. Bump back, bump, hit, bump, hit, bump, hit, bump, hit, bump, hit. Okay? See how the timing is like a click, 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 click? That's the rhythm we're going to try and get.
Through.
Yeah, exactly. So the body leads the club head. Bump, bump. Good. So it's a bit easier for you to time that, right? So now we know that it's definitely the left arm that's wanting to pull, not the right arm, because that's so much easier for you to do. It feels so much more natural, right?
We'll get to the top at the end.
It wants to be the left arm wants to pull. Cool. So it's left arm and we need to quieten. So let's do double arm now. Let's work ourselves through. So imagine you've hit a shot onto the range. So hold a finish for me. So imagine we've hit a shot onto the range. Good. Left foot is planted. Good. Now we're going to bump to the right, wind it back, bump through and hold that position again. All the way back through. Go for it. Let's get that timing. Good.
Yep.
Good. Yeah.
So kind of before, because feels like I've been getting to the top, getting slight pause, but then I'm not pausing. I'm doing that.
It needs even earlier on the way up. You can start thinking about it. Good. Good. Nice, mate.
Slight twist.
Very small. Good. How does it feel?
Fine.
Easy? Pick it up easy?
It's just that thought process of getting to there. Feels like once you're there, and then it feels like you've got so much room and space to
just let it go?
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Good. Better. Good. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Keep it.
Yeah. Press, press, press. Up, press, go. Good. Good. So that's almost like a little foot pedal.
Yeah.
So as you wind up, you're going to press into that ball. Good. And then jump out of it. Good. Wind up, press into the ball, and go. Good. I like pressures going that way. That's better.
Yeah.
Wind up, press into the ball. Go. Beautiful, mate. Good. Let's hit one. Press into the side. Good.
And straighter.
So when we start to see the difference of what the drills were starting to do, we can definitely see a shallowing of the golf club. We can see better path numbers, better ball striking, and all this moves. But I definitely think we've got some stuff we can do away from the golf balls, away from the driving range, simply just working on body movements, maybe using towels to stimulate kind of impact, and really getting him to just move in the right way more often. He spends a lot of time practicing, spends a lot of time thinking of new things, making these kind of changes and feels. But essentially, we're just putting loads of time and loads of repetitions into this bad move that he's trying to remove. So by removing the golf ball, by removing this, we're hopefully going to put him into an environment that allows him to move better more often. And then when we put the golf ball back in, hopefully that move's going to carry over. So a few things that we've definitely found, and a few things I think you need to go away and work on. I think body-wise, I think the right hip is a little bit tight. I think we just need to do a little bit of work to free up that right hip.
Doing those movements.
Yeah, you can kind of feel like, there's a little bit of restriction there. It's just making it a little bit harder for you. There's just no need. So I'll send you some bits to kind of free that up a little bit in the meantime. I think we've just got ourselves in a position where we're so strong in the upper half that we're just dominating everything upper body. And then you've managed to then find ways that the feels and everything you're working on have been upper body focused, because that's where the focus has been as well. So we kind of get this chain reaction of feels being upper body, and then we just then initiate everything from the upper body again. So you get into some really, really good positions, and you do a really good job of rerouting it when you do make a mistake. But I just think you're giving yourself too much to do.
There shouldn't be a mistake in the first place.
Really. Like if we can just sort of sequence in from the top, then everything just becomes so much easier. And we saw that with some of those shots that you hit, that just everything just moved so much smoother. So I definitely think for you, it's triggering this lower body to start getting involved, and maybe shifting some of your thoughts to lower body rather than upper body.
Yeah, because it feels like it can just sort it. Like the video you saw, it looked like the upper body sorts itself out.
Exactly.
More than I've seen it before.
Exactly, because the only reason the upper body's getting into this problem is because that's where you're creating any power, right? So you'll see that get worse throughout the bag as well. So like wedges and stuff, you kind of be like manageable. But then as soon as you get up to kind of long irons, driver, anything you're trying to hit hard with speed, you'll see the move happen even more, right? So
all over the place.
That's what happened, because we'll lose strike, and we'll also then sometimes we'll reroute it, sometimes we won't reroute it, and then we can end up with all kind of double missing both ways, right? So I think what we need to do is focus on getting this lower body fired up, and get you actually moving with that in your mind. And we saw a big difference when you just focus on left foot, so we didn't have to worry about right foot, just left foot, pressing out that left foot and initiating the move from there. and everything seemed to kind of sort itself out.
Slot into place, really. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'll send you some drills to go and do. We'll look when you go back to get into the gym. We'll look at some exercises you can do in the gym to start triggering some of that as well. And hopefully it will just clear your head of all the thoughts you've got to have at the moment, and just think of one thing. Be like, right, as long as I just do this, like that's my one feel. That's
Target line and that.
Target, alignment, get myself set up, one feel, and just rip it, and just hopefully clear the head with all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, no, that
makes sense.
That sounds very good. Yeah.
Anything you think we haven't covered today? Anything you think we need to go over?
No, I don't think so. I'm just following you.
All good, mate. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it was really good. Thanks.
So it's been great having Dan in the studio today. Really enjoyed spending the time with him today. Seen some great stuff, and really looking forward to seeing his progress over the next few weeks. Remember, if you enjoy videos like this, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, and send it to anyone that you think would find this interesting. Really helps us grow the channel and help us make more videos like this.